The Orphanage is a great movie directed by Guillermo Del Toro. I personally went out and saw it. I've been looking for it. Was going to go see it in San Francisco, but didn't. Just waiting for it to hit the state in Modesto. And if you do have a Friday or Saturday night free, please go see it. It is truly a wonderful horror movie.
What makes it so wonderful?
As opposed to Saw and anything else that's been in on American movie theaters right now, Cry Wolf, pretty much just been the down and low of the slasher flicks. The Orphanage brings about a new horror twist that we haven't seen probably since the 1980s, where they use simple suspense and actually a rather interesting plot about ghosts and past.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Wouldn't you say even further than that, more like Rod Serling's Twilight Zone and Night Gallery?
Yeah, entirely, especially.
Because think about it, Sterling never showed us the blood, the bodies.
No. If in that, the Orphanage doesn't use anything more than creaks and groans in the house and not even like battered children. They just show the children in a ghost form if they ever came out, just as they are. There was no blood coming from them. There was no dismemberment, torture to anything. It was just a beautiful movie.
So it's kind of like Pan's Labyrinth, like the producer of the film made.
I believe so, yeah.
Have you seen Pan's?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love Pan's Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth, though, more of a different story. This one doesn't touch so much on the sci-fi aspect of it as it does the.
But then Pan's is more in a fairy tale.
Yeah, more of a fairy tale. This one is more of emotion between a mother and her child, and how far you will go into that. Being that the plot is a woman who loses her child to the house, she believes, and she has to go find him. And then she goes back into past fears of the house, past myths, and what she can do to confront the ghost of the house to get her child back.
So you like the fact that there's no blood, gore, dismemberment then?
Yeah.
You like being scared again?
No, yeah. I mean, you go see Saw and you see a guy being chained by his piercings, and you see him having to struggle and rip out, and that's not scary. That's just disgusting. That's that's horrifying more than scaring, more than shocking. Well, I guess it'd be more shocking than scaring. But nonetheless, it's not horror. It's not a true suspense film, and The Orphanage does bring that to the table.
So talking about other films by Del Toro, have you seen like Hellboy and Blade 2?
I've seen the Hellboy, but I have not seen Blade 2.
Well, let's talk about Blade 2 and some of the elements he uses in from Pan to that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the reason why he chose to produce The Orphanage was because it has a lot of the elements of horror that make you think?
Definitely. It almost makes you feel that you are the main character. You are given all the facts that she has, and you really have to feel as to why she's going to such great steps to get her child back. In a sense that you're not just a third visitor and you are trying to get there's a floating arm, going around. Oh, now that's scary. No, it's like, why is she scared? And they bring you into that character.
Just a minute, let me switch batteries.
Okay.
We're back. So, continuing on about to talk about Del Toro's, what elements of horror and fear do you think are invoked in his movies?
As far as what the audience is feeling, mostly in The Orphanage, in Del Toro's work,
keep in mind, he produced the Orphanage.
Right, but not directed. Well, as the director is trying to convey, mostly in that film, you are feeling compassion, but also want to. Basically, he pieces out the information of what's happened throughout the story. Very well done. It's like a breadcrumb trail. It's not too much. You get a little piece by little piece, so that when she finds out about something, you have your own shock too. But you're not like a normal audience in a regular film where like, okay, I already know what's going to happen. She just has to walk into this room and bam, she gets hit.
So it's not so dummified.
No. You actually it doesn't make the audience feel more so bad. It's like you are actually sitting with her, trying to figure out why or what's going to happen next, or why this is happening, and how can I do this, or how would I do this. So
or almost like you're sitting there going, "Don't go in there! Don't go in there!"
Yeah,
and they still go in there anyways.
Yeah, no.
Not like a video game where I'm not going to go in there till I have a shotgun.
Actually, it's really kind of funny because me being a giant Silent Hill fan, they almost have a breadcrumb trail game in there, and they give her clues, and we're like, oh, I played this game before, you just do this.
Talking about the Silent Hill game, did you feel the movie was almost like that? You're following a series of breadcrumbs to get to the little girl?
Yeah. But this one more so, it keeps its pace, too, which I love about European films, too. American films, we just feel the need to rush, and if we don't reach this part of the plot, we are actually boring the audience. Let's have some blood and guts and mash here. No. This one, just like a piece.
Or another thing that American films, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No, go ahead,
likes to do is to hide lack of story or content with stylization.
Yeah, either the writer didn't think of it at that point, or we don't have to care, or the audience doesn't need to know that right now.
Yeah, unlike Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Going back to him, the master of suspense and horror.
Yeah.
Because he did both genres. He would give you enough of a breadcrumb, but not enough to really let you know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Just like a classic film, a classic storytelling, in where you didn't have the technology to have someone's head fly off and blood spurting everywhere. No, this one is much more beautifully told. So I do encourage you, all Wastelanders and all Wasteland viewers, to go please see The Orphanage. It is truly a wonderful piece if you do enjoy horror, or just more of a nice art taste. It's kind of like it's kind of like a nice bread with your dinner. It's definitely a very nice light taste to the horror film genre.